I just received my newest AliExpress order. We're going to be unboxing this today, or unbagging it, as you might call it, because these are in like little bags. So this is an AliExpress order. These are actually 3 separate orders in one. And what they do is they consolidate all of their, if you've got like multiple orders, they consolidate their orders into one big package and then send it over to you. So the original package that I received, this bigger bag right here, was sent from Perth Amboy, New Jersey, which is kind of like interesting because like I visited Perth Amboy before. It's a very nice area to live. So yeah, whoever it is, they're like, I guess, some sort of middleman, and they just receive the packages and combine them together, and yeah, then you get your stuff. So let's see what I ordered. So I'm not going to promise that it's mini 4-wheel drive. I'm not going to promise that it's anything like a toy or something like that, but I will tell you that like a lot of people have had some misconceptions about the tariffs and how they'll affect like us as human beings and what we can order through AliExpress. So I'm here to dispel that myth because I ordered these things around the time that the tariffs were supposedly in full effect, and I received them anyway. So here, we're going to open this the smallest package first. So let's take a look. Where's my scissors? Oh, here. You cannot find better values like than what you'll find on AliExpress. Now, a lot of the things that you'll see on AliExpress are like cheap rip-offs, knockoffs, things like that. But if you look closely, some of the items are actually the actual items. They're just like overruns, like overstocks. And because the company can't do anything with these overruns and overstocks, then AliExpress just finds a way to sell them for really cheap, like pass them off to the user, the consumer, as like something inexpensive. So here I have Whispers of Lord Ganesha. Yes, so these are my oracle cards. That's what they're called. So they're not tarot cards, they're oracle cards, and they're used for predictions, things like that. Now, a lot of you know that I am into Ganesha and all things Ganesha. I even got anointed at the Ganesha temple when I was in Malaysia. Yeah, so this is why I was in Malaysia, folks. I was in Malaysia earlier this month to compete in the World Yoga Championship. Yes, and all things that could have happened wrong happened. Like my flight was delayed and delayed again, so I had 2 flights that were delayed, and so it took me 51 hours to get to the location site, where I had just 3 to 4 hours of sleep per day, and yet I was able to go up on stage and perform my routine, and I ended up being ranked number 6 in the world. Yes, number 6. So that's pretty darn cool. That's pretty darn cool for someone who was basically acting on almost no sleep with an internal body battery that was like down to like close to nothing, and yet I was still able to churn out some might call it a victory, ranked number 6 in the world. Yes, pretty darn cool. So let's take a look at some of these oracle cards here. Oh yeah, and when I got back home from the trip, all I could think about was sleeping. So I slept for 11 hours straight. I felt so good. Yeah. But then, yeah, as fate would have it, early this week, I ended up in the ER with diverticulitis, like big stomach pains, flu-like symptoms, and excruciating joint pains, things like that, all caused by diverticulitis. That's one of the problems with getting old, folks. If you get old, you'll probably get some of these things affecting you too. And remember, just because you're like an elite athlete doesn't mean that these things are going to not happen to you. So I exercise my tail off every day, and yet it still happens to me. So you got to go make sure that you go to the doctor when you're supposed to and take care of yourself. Like, do not put off those appointments. All those appointments for colonoscopies, nobody likes to do. Everybody hates colonoscopies. But once you're over 50, you got to do them. Once you're over 40, you should do one. So yeah, you got to make sure that you take care of yourself. Make sure that your colon health is good, and that you're eating the right things, and that you're taking care of yourself. It's very, very important. So let's take a look at these oracle cards. There are 50 oracle cards and a guidebook in here. So I think one of the things that was stated that people didn't like about this was the fact that the book was so small, right? They liked the cards. They thought they were a little small too. But it's like, they're oracle cards. So wait, there's no book. Where's the book? I don't think there's a book. There really isn't a book. Okay, so this might be the reason why this was so cheap. So the price of this, let me see, $3.93. It does in fact say it's a full color set of Oracle Tarot-like cards, and there is no book associated with it. Yeah. Yes. So you just get the cards. But that's okay, because you know what? The book is out there somewhere. You can find it on the internet, so I'm not so concerned about it. But look at these beautiful cards. Yeah, different versions of the beloved Ganesha. Yeah. Very nice. Now some of you know who Ganesha is, right? Some of you actually worship Ganesha, and that's pretty cool. Of course, some of you very Christian folks, you might be like, oh, you don't want to worship something like that, blah, blah, blah. Well, you know what? Not everybody's the same as you, and that's okay. That's really okay. So, yeah. Some people want to cling on to what they want to cling on to, but I will tell you that there is a lot more craziness in the world out there to deal with than just somebody's personal preference in religion. So, yeah. Take that as you may. Very cool. Yeah, this elephant god dude is the coolest thing, and I found myself just going back again, time again, to just internalize my feelings about things. And Ganesha really helps me focus on that. He's the remover of obstacles, and yeah, I can say for sure that he's helped remove a lot of obstacles in my life. So yeah, he's a god of good fortune and remover of obstacles, things like that. So cool. So yes, Whispers of Lord Ganesha for just $3.93. So plus shipping, so it ended up being $4.23 with tax. Yes. Oh, there was no shipping because I spent over $10 or something like that. It was some small amount of money that I had to spend over, and then it's free shipping. So the next size package is this. Let's take a look at what's inside. So I'm still recovering from my diverticulitis, and yeah, they've made me take antibiotics and a lot of painkillers too, which are Tylenol, a lot of Tylenol to just curb the fever, at least the first 4 days or so. So yeah, I had it really bad. I was suffering. I felt like I was in an icebox. I felt chilly and was shivering. I had excruciating joint pain, and that was last Thursday and Saturday evening, and that's why I had to go to the ER on Sunday morning. So Sunday morning I checked in the ER at about 5 a.m. in the morning. It was just terrible. But I'm back, and I'm able to walk around with no problems. Just have to reset. When you recover from this, it's the craziest recovery. It's like colonoscopy prep. So you have to drink clear soups for a number of days, at least 3, and then you can slowly progress your way to eating things like scrambled eggs and tofu, maybe some chicken noodle soup, things like that. And then you slowly, gradually are supposed to move into the low fiber fruits and vegetables, which I haven't yet. So yeah, it's a slow but steady process to get myself back to full health. Okay, the next item that I got is the Om Symbol Mandala women's tank top. And so here, very cool. Yeah, very, very cool. So yeah, the back of this, take a look at this. Very, very cool. So yeah, this top is $6.08. Very, very cool. The only thing that I don't like about it, but it can be fixed easily, is this little tag here that's jutting right into my side. So you can always cut these little tags off, and that'll make the shirt a lot more comfortable. But you have to be very careful cutting the tags. Sometimes, on occasion, if you cut too closely, then you'll end up with removed stitching. So you have to be very, very careful with your cutting. So yeah, pretty darn cool. Tank tops from AliExpress, $6.08. Can't go wrong with that. So this is a large size. Normally I wear it medium in women's, and so when you get something overseas, you want to make sure that you order one size up, because all the ladies that are overseas are generally smaller in stature and size than American women are. So I'm considered a large woman according to some of these Asians that wander around in Malaysia and China and Japan and stuff like that. And it's because my dad was like a big dude, so it's like I ended up being a big girl. So pretty darn cool. Yeah, he was something else. My dad, he was in the 1st Cavalry Division in the U.S. Army, so he was a very big, strong, tough guy. And yeah, he was an awesome, awesome dad. We never knew this about him. We didn't know that he was in 1st Cavalry for the longest time. It wasn't until my brother discovered like the secret army box stash of his medals and stuff that we realized that this guy was like a freaking great dude, and he never advertised it to anybody. He was so modest, and we had no idea that he was this great guy. So yeah, it's so good. So yeah, Dad, I wish you were here. Wish you saw my championship too, but yeah, probably up in heaven. So our next package is the final one, and we'll take a look at it. Let's see what's inside. And let me tell you that it's in a box, right? So that was one of the things that kind of threw me off, because when I got this like multi-dimensional package, this larger package, I felt around and it was like, oh, so it feels like there's a box in there and there's some other squishy things. So they may have put all of my 3 packages together, and they did, combine them all. And so here is the 3rd package. Let's see what this could potentially be. It's supposed to be something cool. So here it is. Okay. It's protected by styrofoam, so good stuff. There we go. Whoa. Ah, yes. Yes, this is the handmade sandstone Ganesha Buddha elephant statue sculpture figurine. So yes, here it is. Oh, look at the detail, the beautiful work on that. That is so cool. Oh my God. This is really good. How much was this? $4.74 with tax, $5.11. All right, irrespective of what you think about AliExpress and the products that you can get from it, I want to tell you, you can get some fantastic products on AliExpress. There are some clunkers, of course. There are some things like I order magic tricks from there too, because like I know that some of the magic tricks they have there are the exact same things as the ones that are sold for like a lot more here in the States. And some of those things are just not worth it because they also get the same stuff from the same place. So it's like, why am I paying for this extra middleman charge to get these magic tricks? It's just weird. Especially since the magic trick has been like, I only do this with magic tricks that are like classic magic tricks that I know that they really are like more public domain than they are specific to one person. Like you'll see even on AliExpress, you're not going to find like the latest tricks that are on there. Or if there aren't many of them. And I try to avoid those because I know that what they're selling is probably crap. So if I'm looking for something that's very classic, then I'll go for that. I will tell you that not everything that you purchase from AliExpress is going to be the highest quality, like I said before. Like this is that trick where you have the die, and you can make the die into whatever face you want it to be. And yeah, I have this one, which only cost me like $3, but I also have the real one, which cost me like $60. That I purchased from the magic stores that I shop at in New York City. And let me tell you that even though parts of this might be similar, the entire effect is not. So the tool that you use to change the die face is very different. So paying the extra money, i.e. 50 something plus dollars extra for the better tool, is certainly worth it. The tool that they give you with this crappy AliExpress version not so cool. But the one that comes with the original one, super cool. So you have to make sure that you're doing all of this, like you're purchasing these items for justifiable reasons, not for just the fact that you're saving money. So, but the thing is here, like I have no idea where to buy something like this, right? So I've been trying to find Ganesha statues, and they don't look like this when I find things in the U.S. market with things like this. And they're gonna buy things that say they're made in China anyway. So to find something like this for just $5.11 with tax, this is pretty darn amazing, I think. And so, yeah, if this ever broke, for example, let's say I purchased something like this here in the States and they put their big upcharge on it. Like go to some specialized holy store to purchase something like this and they charged you $50 for this. I would feel bad if this fell off the shelf and broke. However, if this fell off the shelf right now, this $5.11 thing broke, I would not feel bad about going out and just buying another one. So yeah, this is how awesome AliExpress is. This gives everyone access to very reasonably priced merchandise. And that's what I like about AliExpress. So yeah, I feel that it is a godsend for a lot of people, especially people on smaller budgets who know that they want a certain something, but they can't afford it, and that's okay, because these things do exist in other ways. And if you just shop around, you'll find those things on places like AliExpress. So some people have asked me about Temu. I have no experience with Temu at all. I just get their ads a lot, and they seem to be very annoying. And I've seen other places also that are AliExpress-like, and they try to sell things, and I try to avoid those things. I even had issues with AliExpress when I first was ordering things from them. I didn't trust them. But now that I'm a frequent shopper, I'm trusting them more and more. So yeah, you can get a lot of really awesome stuff off of AliExpress. Do give it a try, yeah. So everybody, if you like this video, please slam the like button, subscribe to my channel, and you'll see more videos just like this one. Until next time, everybody, see you, bye.